Welcome to the Miami Sports Vibes YouTube channel. Here for the post game recap. The Miami Dolphins falling yet again at the hands of the Buffalo Bills. This is now 12 out of the last 13 meetings where the Buffalo Bills have beaten our beloved Miami Dolphins. And it just stings, man. It really stings because I was out here pumping my chest, man, really excited, thinking that the Dolphins were just going to turn a corner this time. We're finally going to beat the Buffalo Bills. I thought McDaniel had seen enough of a sample size to take down Josh Allen and McDermott over there and all those guys in Buffalo. I thought Tua has seen enough. I thought he knew exactly what to do. I thought the Dolphins had a good game plan heading into this matchup. But man, I mean, it was ugly and it got ugly quick. And the unfortunate news before we even talk about the recap is obviously, prayers go out to Tua yet again. Something that is just hard to see, something that is tough to live with. Obviously, us Dolphin fans have seen this happen before. With Tua suffering, 3 concussions the year before last year, ideally thinking if he should retire, if the game was safe for him. And, your heart really goes out to Tua because of the type of person that he is, his character, is the way he is and the way he cares about the game. And he wants to be good, man. Like he really does. And it's unfortunate, he put the situation behind him last year. He played a full season healthy. He learned how to get down, how to, he bulked himself up a little bit. Then he got that confidence back to him. You saw that in the offseason. You see the way he looked out there. Obviously, before the injury, he had a very bad game tonight. And that is something that, I'm going to talk about in just a moment. He had a really bad game tonight. Really, really bad. Probably the worst I've seen him play, which is crazy. But he put those concussions behind him, and yet again, it happens again. And it's tough. It's tough for me, honestly, a guy that has liked Tua pretty much his whole career, a guy who has been on, right here on this channel defending Tua time and time again on my live streams, on my podcasts, on different videos. I've been a supporter of Tua, man. Want the best for him. Want him to be successful. I believe in the kid. I think he's a top 10 quarterback in this league. Like, I don't think he's a bust like many people say he is. I don't think that Tua is not good like plenty people say he is. I think he is really good. And I think he is a top, like I said, top 8 quarterback in this league. There's only about 7 or 8 people that I would take over Tua, like in this league today. And I really mean that. And just to see him go down, man, obviously picking up the first down and not sliding. You look at that replay and it's like, Tua, why didn't you slide? Why didn't you slide? You had the opportunity to just slide. You got the first down, but it's just the constant thing with Tua and these concussions. It's like he's always trying to extend the play or do something where he doesn't have to. It's like he's getting in his own way and just simply does not know how to protect himself in this physical game. I mean, he leaned in with his head and the shoulder for what? Plenty of room to slide. Obviously gets hit right there on the head and shoulder area. You kind of see his fingers kind of cramp up a little bit, just like they did, in the last concussion where against Cincinnati. You see kind of the left side of his body, his legs, something looked a little off there. I immediately knew, like, wow. People might have thought it was a hip injury. No. Like, you can tell it was concussion related. And then pretty much shortly after that, he was able to walk out, on his feet. So plenty of people were hopeful, but I'm like, no, he's going to go into a few testing and they're going to find out it was a concussion. And then you hear it. Tua with a concussion. What does that mean now, Dolphin fans? Does Tua play this season? Does he come back this season? Does he retire? Is the game even safe for him to play? Do you even want to see him out there? Do you see how high risk he is at this point? This is his 4th concussion now. I mean, it's like any hit to the head for him. And who knows? So think about that. And then if he were to play, concussion protocol, getting out of that after what went down the last time with Tua, especially with Tua. If there's anybody that's going to take the longest to get out of concussion protocol, it is absolutely Tua. So think about that. Where do you go from here, Dolphin fans? Where do you go? Available targets out there, Ryan Tannehill. We've seen that story before. I know plenty of people probably want him. He might be the best option. I guess I'd go for it. But let's be honest, man. Ryan Tannehill does not have a job for a reason. Ryan Tannehill is nothing but a Band-Aid. And by that, a Band-Aid is strong in the beginning, right? Ryan Tannehill might come, win a couple games, might look good, might have a little like, wow, give you guys some hope. But Band-Aids wear off. And they wear off. When they start wearing off, they wear off quick. And that's exactly what I see Ryan Tannehill being a Dolphin will do. Might come in, surprise a couple people, but the Band-Aid starts to wear off and it gets ugly. It gets ugly real fast. I just don't see him moving the needle. Quite frankly, I think without Tua, we're screwed. There's only one way we wouldn't be screwed. And I know plenty of people are going to think this is crazy, but it's calling that GOAT, number 12, Tom Brady. I know he's retired. I know that he's calling games on Fox, but man, let's not act like Tom Brady is just like not going to care about football anymore or wouldn't be down to come back into the NFL. Like some guys are just crazy. Some guys just can't give up the game. Tom Brady is one. We saw Michael Jordan say he was done and then he comes back, right? He's a GOAT, right? LeBron is playing all these years. He doesn't want to go down. If there's anybody that will retire and then come back and still play at a high level, when you have a good enough team with a team like the Miami Dolphins, I mean, they're loaded. You add in a Tom Brady. All I'm saying, I don't know if it happens. What I'm saying is that if I'm Chris Greer, I'm at least going to inquire about this. I'm at least going to ask him, talk to him, see where his head's at. If you get him to a team like this, and Brady doesn't need much time. When you're a GOAT, you're a GOAT. And I know a lot of fans don't like Brady because of the history. But if you want your team to win, and if you were to ask me what gives me the best option if it's not Tua, it's Tom Brady or nothing. Because all the other options, they're all Band-Aids. And like I said, Band-Aids are only good for a couple weeks, maybe just 1 week, couple days, and it starts to wear off. And that's my take. But prayers go out to Tua. I hope he gets well, man. And I really don't even know if football is going to be played by him in this season. I'd be surprised. I really would. I really would be surprised, but we'll see how it goes. But to touch on this game, man, as hard as it is to touch on the game, being what happened to Tua, I thought Tua played a bad game. This was probably, like I mentioned earlier, probably the worst game in his career that I've seen. He threw for 145 yards prior to exiting the game. He had a touchdown score, but he had 3 interceptions, man. First interception, it was a nice throw. Obviously hit off one of the receivers. Ended up being an interception. Bad. You could blame that on the receiver. Okay. Second one, overthrow Robbie Chosen. You could blame another receiver on that, but Tua, I can't give you 2 passes. That's on you. Overthrowing there, being miscommunication. Like, you have to figure that out. That's on the quarterback. And then the third one, trying to throw it away. Obviously didn't have enough arm into that. Ended up being a pick freaking 6. And the Dolphins as a whole, not only Tua, were just a mess out there, man. This is a time where you would think that this Dolphins team wants to beat the Bills and is ready to beat the Bills. Trying to see, Miami's different. You hear all this hype. You hear how the team is. Like, they seem like this was going to be the time. And it was a disaster from the very beginning. I mean, from the very beginning, with the interception, the easy score from James Cook, then we score 7-7. And then after that, it was just, it was a crap show out there. Only bright spot I saw, honestly, if I had to say, if there's any bright spots, it was Devon Achane carrying the hell out of the ball. He looked freaking awesome, and he looked awesome in week 1. I mean, that dude is going to be so freaking talented. He can catch out of the backfield. He can run. He had the best game that you can ask for. Jonnu Smith, another guy, finally got some action. You saw a lot of different things with Jonnu Smith. I think there's a big role for him and this offense. I've mentioned him a lot on previous videos. I absolutely love what we can do with Jonnu Smith. But Tyreek Hill was a no-show today. Jalen Waddle got some burn in there, but he was also a no-show. Just the other main guys, man. I mean, It was disastrous. And my thing is like, when are you finally gonna do it? Like, I don't have hope. Like, if we can't beat Buffalo, I mean, how are we contenders? Who am I to sit here and say that the Miami Dolphins are contenders when we can't even beat the Buffalo Bills? I mean, losing to them 12 out of the last 13 games means something. It shows me that we're not ready. We're not ready like I thought we were. We're not ready to finally win a playoff game. We're not ready to be a contender for the AFC Championship. We're not ready to be Super Bowl contenders. If we can't simply beat the Buffalo Bills and everything that comes with it, right? A team that literally knows they beat you guys. They own that. Everybody talks about it. Josh Allen's your daddy and all that stuff. They come in here into our stadium and they act like they know, like, yeah, we own y'all. And this is basically our home turf as well. We got our fans here. What are you gonna do about it? And the Dolphins don't do anything. They lack dogs, man. Ramsey's a tough guy. Hill is a tough guy. All these tough guys, but what are you doing on the field, man? You're straight up getting punked by the Bills yet again. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Listen, next game, you play Seattle at Seattle. Seattle is not that good of a team. You got a long, long time before that game. You got 10 days of rest. Got to figure out your quarterback situation, whether you're going to hit up Brady, whether you're going to sign Tannehill, whether you're going to do something. You got a lot of time to prepare, a lot of time to put these things behind you, a lot of time to kind of process what's going on with Tua and where he is at, which is good for this team at this point. It is very good that you have this game was on a Thursday and you have those 3 extra days to kind of process where this team is going. It'll be interesting for me, myself, and all the Dolphin fans, because right now it may just be raw emotion. All right. The loss hurts. May just be raw emotion, but we shall see. Within the next couple days, when things kind of start to process which route the Dolphins are going to go, what are they going to do, and what's the plan going forward, they got to do something. Greer has to do something because this team is too damn talented to just punt and wait on Tua, because you got guys like Tyreek in here who just got an extension. You got guys like Jalen Waddle who just got an extension. You got guys like Jalen Ramsey who just got an extension. The window is still open. What are you going to do? I said my suggestion. I know plenty of people are going to think I'm crazy. But if you want a chance to do what your team wants to do, in my opinion, the only man that could get that done is TB12. I'm making that call. At least seeing where he's at. I'm sure you could probably convince him. Guys, I know you want Ryan Tannehill. But like I said, it's nothing but a Band-Aid. But I'm on the same boat. Something has to be done. We got to pivot. And it'll be interesting to see what the Miami Dolphins do from here. But Seattle's next. I will have a lot more to say about this on my live stream with Jacoby on Tuesday. Tune into that. Plenty of news will come out. And keep it locked in. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching. Prayers out to Tua, man.